Zendaya's journey from a Disney Channel kid to one of Hollywood's most influential leading ladies remains one of the entertainment industry's most compelling stories. In a landscape where child stars often fade or struggle to be taken seriously, she didn't just transition, she completely rewrote the rules. Her 2 Emmy Awards earned in 2020 and 2022 for her fearless portrayal of Rue Bennett in HBO's Euphoria stand as cultural milestones. Even without a 3rd trophy in 2025, those wins still feel seismic, shaping both her legacy and the definition of modern stardom. To understand why Zendaya's Emmy victories hold such weight, you have to look at the history of her category. For decades, Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series was a prize reserved for seasoned veterans in prestige dramas. Think Claire Danes in Homeland, Juliana Margulies in The Good Wife, or Elizabeth Moss in The Handmaid's Tale. Zendaya shattered that mold. At just 24 years old in 2020, she became the youngest woman ever to take home the award. She was also the first Black woman to win it since Viola Davis in 2015, and, by 2022, the first Black woman ever to win it twice. Her performance as Rue Bennett was a revelation. Rue wasn't the kind of character Emmy voters usually champion. She's an unreliable narrator, a teenage addict, messy and self-destructive, and far removed from the glamorous archetypes that traditionally dominate awards season. But Zendaya infused Rue with raw vulnerability and a striking authenticity, turning her into one of the most iconic TV characters of the streaming era. Through Rue, Euphoria became a cultural lightning rod, visually daring, emotionally devastating, and unflinchingly honest about the chaos of adolescence. Zendaya's wins marked a turning point for young actors and for Hollywood itself. For years, child stars who came from Disney or Nickelodeon backgrounds were dismissed as lightweights, rarely taken seriously as dramatic performers. Zendaya flipped that narrative. Her Disney roots and Marvel stardom became stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Before Euphoria, she was known primarily as a Spider-Man love interest and a style icon. By 2022, she had proven she could carry one of the most ambitious dramas on television. Her career moves were deliberate and calculated. After Disney, Zendaya really avoided the pitfalls that, derailed so many of her peers, choosing roles that showcased her range while carefully aligning herself with creative heavyweights. The Greatest Showman gave her a taste of big-screen spectacle, while collaborations with Sam Levinson on Euphoria and Luca Guadagnino on Challengers displayed her ability to balance indie credibility and commercial appeal. So, when Euphoria premiered in 2019, she was more than ready to own the spotlight. Those Emmy wins also signaled something bigger happening within the Television Academy. For years, awards shows lagged behind conversations about representation, diversity, and the need for authentic storytelling. Zendaya's victories weren't tokenistic gestures. They were recognition of fearless artistry. Her wins proved that audiences and voters were ready to champion complex characters played by young women of color. Hollywood wasn't just catching up, it was shifting. The ripple effect of Zendaya's reign was immediate. Euphoria became one of HBO's crown jewels, dominating online conversation and pulling in a massive Gen Z audience. While HBO famously keeps its streaming numbers close to the chest, Euphoria became one of the most talked about shows of the decade. Social media amplified Zendaya's performance beyond traditional audiences. TikTok clips of Rue's emotional breakdowns, Instagram posts celebrating her Emmy wins, and fan tributes just flooded the internet. She wasn't just a TV star, she was a cultural movement. But Zendaya's influence didn't stop at television. By 2025, she has fully cemented herself as a cinematic powerhouse. Her role as Chani in Denis Villeneuve's Dune franchise helped solidify her as a bankable box office draw, while her continued presence in the Spider-Man universe kept her at the center of blockbuster filmmaking. At the same time, she's a fashion juggernaut. As a Valentino muse and a red carpet innovator, she has blurred the line between celebrity and cultural tastemaker. Every gown she wears, every look she debuts, dominates headlines and social feeds, redefining how a leading lady can wield power across industries. Winning an Emmy once could have been dismissed as a fluke. Winning twice cemented her legacy. Even without a 3rd trophy in 2025, Zendaya remains one of the most critically respected and commercially viable performers alive, and she's still only 29. Her trajectory is a reminder that she's just getting started. The questions now aren't whether she'll stay relevant, but what heights she'll climb next. Will she take home an Oscar in the future? Will she step behind the camera as a director, as she's hinted? Or will she continue to dominate the acting space, adding new layers to a career that already feels historic? More than awards, Zendaya's rise has cultural weight. She represents a generation that values authenticity over image. She speaks openly about mental health, representation, and the struggles of growing up in the public eye. Her Emmy acceptance speeches weren't just ceremonial. They were deeply human, filled with humility and gratitude that resonated with millions. For young women of color, she's not just a Hollywood star, but proof that their stories can take center stage. Hollywood has always been influenced by awards, and Zendaya's wins sent a message to studios. Audiences are hungry for stories that are diverse, challenging, and emotionally raw. Since her historic victories, we've seen more young actors in prestige roles, more inclusive casting in dramas, and a willingness to take creative risks. Zendaya's recognition wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a spark that accelerated a broader shift in the industry. What's striking is how gracefully Zendaya has wielded her influence. She hasn't chased fame for its own sake. She's curated her projects and brand with precision. In 2025, she stands as a rare Hollywood figure who feels simultaneously like a movie star, a relatable public figure, and a generational voice. Her 2 Emmys aren't just trophies, they're proof of a seismic change in Hollywood's idea of a leading lady. No longer bound by narrow archetypes, today's leading actress can be biracial, unapologetically young, a former child star, and still command the highest critical respect. Zendaya's story is a reminder that awards are never just about statues. They're about visibility, influence, and opportunity. Her first Emmy win opened doors for her and others. Her second solidified her as a trailblazer. Even without a 2025 victory, her name remains synonymous with prestige television, cultural relevance, and a forward-thinking Hollywood. As the industry continues to evolve, Zendaya sits at the heart of its future. Streaming platforms battle for dominance, audiences demand more diverse storytelling, and fashion and film are more intertwined than ever. Zendaya thrives in this ecosystem because she embodies all of it, a star who is both an artist and a cultural architect. So no, the headlines this year may not scream Zendaya wins Emmy number 3, but her reign hasn't ended. It's bigger than trophies now. She's redefined what power looks like in Hollywood, reshaped who gets celebrated, and inspired an entire generation. Zendaya's Emmy reign was never just about 2 wins, it was about setting the stage for a career that's rewriting the rules of stardom in real time. Her best work may still be ahead, but her legacy is already secure. And that's what makes Zendaya one of the defining stars of our era. If you're ready to see how Zendaya's next chapter unfolds, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest icons, and drop a comment. What role do you want to see her take on next? Let's talk about it below.